fellow Toastmasters. You're in for a treat today because many of you have never heard of Maria Callas, and she is superhuman. She is, they call her La Divina, which means the goddess, and she really is a goddess. She's not like other people. Calling her a diva and Britney Spears a diva in the same sentence is like comparing a Volkswagen and a Rolls Royce. And I will tell you why she's so fabulous today. Maria Callas was born Maria Kalogeropoulos to Greek parents in New York City and moved back to Greece when she was 13. She started her opera career when she was 19, singing really, really, really heavy roles that normally singers don't even begin to undertake until they're 30. Right out of the bat, it was apparent that she was unlike other singers. She had a 4-octave range that was enormous throughout the range, and she could do things with it that other singers couldn't do. She could sing roles where she had to sing over an orchestra for 3 hours and be heard, and turn around and sing very intricate, almost like ballet movement singing, very delicate things. And she also had high notes that no other singers had. Most singers, when they go up high, the voice will shrink down, if they could do it at all. Her voice just got bigger, and it was a huge, huge voice. Now, there are two Maria Callases to keep in mind. There's Maria in her early career, when she looked like this. You can be a great opera singer and be slender, but you can't be a great opera singer and be heavy and lose weight and still have the perfect voice, because you have to completely relearn how to use your diaphragm. It's a breathing mechanism, just like, you know, for a basketball player being able to do this. It's the same thing. And Maria, when she started out, she was a soprano unlimited, basically. She could do anything and everything. And then she suddenly decided, at the height of her fame, when Leonard Bernstein said that she was the Bible of opera, she decided that she wanted to look convincing in the parts. So she lost 80 pounds. A lot of weight. She wanted to look like Audrey Hepburn, and she looked like a Greek Audrey Hepburn. And she became a very beautiful woman. Now, when she was heavy, she was a great actress, but she was inhibited because her family had beaten her down and she had a low self-esteem. And she didn't want to throw her big body into the part. But when she lost weight, she became very, very powerful in her acting. The greatest ever. But the voice suffered. The top, which was so amazing before, very quickly started declining and losing in beauty, and she lost about 3 notes, which were the notes that nobody else had. So let's see a little bit about her. I am going to play some videos of Callas doing things. The first one is to show you something about her that makes her a real diva, which is...
You're right between me and...
I will move.
Okay.
The first thing is I'm going to show a video. And in this video, it will show you something about Callas that you cannot see anymore, which is she gave you glamour like glamour exists no more. And it was more than just the way she was dressed. It was an aristocratic attitude. She knew she was queen of the world. I can say this because she actually became the mistress to the richest man in the world, Aristotle Onassis, who actually married Jacqueline Kennedy, and Callas never recovered. But she actually, when her voice was declining, she decided to become queen of the jet set, and she was fabulous. Look at this hair. Okay, let's go. And you'll see a huge difference in the way she looks. It should be coming.
Then on, you really become, or you strive to become a musician. In other words, the main instrument of the orchestra, which is probably, not probably, it is exactly the meaning of prima donna. prima donna would be first woman. As you are a woman, you are the prima donna of the performance.
You don't see that anymore. You don't see that anymore. And so the next thing that I will show you is a clip of her singing one of my favorite arias called from Suicidio by Ponchielli. And in Suicidio, it calls for the soprano to sing down low. And you have to do it with cojones. You have to really, you have to do it. But most sopranos don't have that. They don't have the strength down low. Callas, as I said, had a huge one. It was like, you couldn't believe it came out of this body, little body, when she was so skinny. So let's watch her emoting here. Goose flesh. Now the next two things will be showing you her doing really florid singing, where she's doing like a ballet dancer with the feet. She's moving all over the place. But what sets her apart from other singers is most singers, when they're doing this stuff, it's like what we would call a vocalese, which is you're just going up and down. It doesn't mean anything. Well, watch her while she does this, and you will see that she invests every single note with meaning. You can also look at the diamond she's wearing. So let's have her doing this. But okay, now this final clip I'm going to show you, I'm a qualified lover of Callas. I mean, she's fabulous when she's thin. She looked wonderful. I like most of her voice, but the top was for I can't say the word. It's the house of the Lord. But when she was young, oh my God! And in this clip, she is singing a very difficult aria, and she's going to hit a high D, which is a note that most sopranos with big notes big voices can't hit. But she's, as I said earlier, the voice doesn't just go up. It gets bigger and bigger. There's only two singers in all the history of opera that I've ever heard of that could do this. Her and Joan Sutherland. And Sutherland stopped singing 30 years ago, and Sutherland's voice wasn't as big as Callas's. You will not believe this note. To tell you about how special this note is, it would be to put her in the class of Babe Ruth or Michael Jordan, somebody who's not only talented but really superhuman. Other people can't do what they can do. And she does it in such a way. I played, the last time I did this, a similar note, and her voice was being heard over an orchestra, a choir, and timpanis. And you could still hear this really high note. And this is just unheard of. So get ready and listen to Callas. This is an early recording from the 50s. The recording quality is not the best. That's what we're left with. But you can't hear singing like this anymore. pictures, she was not always congenial. She could really be a diva, and she was as famous as the Kardashians. And it's strange because I talked about the Kardashians at the other club I speak at. Many of them didn't know who they were, and I said, excuse me, you don't read paper? So, but she was a great singer. She was a talent. People either loved or hated Callas. There were two very strong camps. I sort of really loved parts of her and other parts not so much. But the parts that were great, like this last bit, I probably have listened to that aria 100 times. And I have found a lot of YouTube videos of her on the TV, YouTube. And I encourage you to explore her and find out why she was and still considered the greatest opera diva of all time.